discuss naman natin the bigger political landscape. So that's the beauty of people like you throwing your hat into the ring. It's like MMA fighters analyzing other MMA fights, right?
Right.
Speaking of that, what do you think about this latest meeting between Leni and BBM? For me, kasi what stood out is, first of all, they look very statesman-like. Everyone was just smiling, everything like that. I don't think na mukhang plastikan. I also don't think na it looked like yung conspiracy ng DDS na nagsama yung dalawang camp. I don't think so. I think it just proved that Leni is a national figure, is very important, and that Leni can talk to all sides. Kasi ako, the reason why nag-react ako ng very aggressively, no, I just felt, this is Duterte, this is ganyan. But I was wondering, like, but would she also be okay to meet BBM and all of that? But now that I've seen her
answered your questions,
meeting all of them and no effort, then that's good. That just means Sara people cannot make a big deal out of it because you already meet BBM. So what? Diba? So I think that's very important. Although I found it subtly important too that my picture yung with BBM pero walang picture yung with Sara. That was subtle, right? I was like, yeah, sorry. So I'm happy. Actually, I'm happy. So I'm not. My stance is very clear. If because there was some misperception na baka because anti-Marcos yung positioning Leni na baka there will be this, but actually that was the line of, the vloggers on the other side. So thanks to Ma'am Leni among others for shutting it down. And I think what's also important in that picture is that you see a lot of pink. Bam Aquino is there pink.
Yeah.
Leni's there kind of in a hues of pink. Parang may Camille Villar in the background na hindi naka-orange.
Yep.
So, and then BBM was kind of not too far away from pink, parang white siya or something. So I don't know, the color coordination was very interesting. What do you think about this meeting, bro? Before mabash na naman ako.
Well, ako for me, I've never thought of it as a big deal to begin with. That's why I was surprised that you and that former Senator Trillanes was getting a lot of heat.
Hindi ito orchestrated, we did it separately. Yeah,
I know.
And they make it look as if nag-coordinate.
Nga pero when that happened, I was like, okay guys, so Sonny Trillanes had his perspective, no need to bash him. Much like you have your perspective, nobody's bashing you. Ganun lang. And I respect Sonny Trillanes a lot for what he stood for, what he's done, and his unwavering principles. But at the same time, I understand Leni naman. Yeah. And even Leni, I'm sure, understood Sonny Trillanes and said, yeah, he's entitled to his opinion. No big deal. Yeah. The people making such a big fuss out of it should not be making a big fuss. But I understand, of course, the optics. Now, when it comes to what...
yun nga issue. The issue was not the decency and good intentions of Leni. Wala naman kaming tanong. At saka this was a religious festival. I understand, all due respect. Ang akin lang exactly is the optics, baka ma-weaponize ito na kabila, timing, kasi baka ma-impeach na siya. So it was more like that. So I felt unfair naman na parang Sonny Trillanes can speak for himself, but on my side, I never questioned Leni's character. I felt they were like shutting me down to say anything critical. I just felt that was wrong.
Right. No, for me it was like this. More than shutting you down, it's this. I think lang that Leni, to begin with, she's not a public figure in a sense that she's not in government. Excuse me, that's what I meant. She's not in government anymore. Now, I understand, of course, she can still influence.
She's running for office.
Oh, yeah, right now she's running, right. But that time she wasn't running yet, right? So she was in a position where, hey, listen, as a private citizen, she could do whatever she wants.
Above the fray ako.
Oh, and people want to take advantage of that. That's up to them. I don't think it really made that much of a difference in the bigger picture of things because, my God, VP Sara is facing a lot of heat. Yeah. That even that will not be able to save her the way I see it. Now, talking about what happened with Leni and BBM, I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and you could see there was a mutual respect naman for each other's position and where they are.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's my point. Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Why should we bash each other? I never bash Leni. I just questioned the implication of what she did. But
right.
All respect
but Leni bashed BBM. So, pero when
pero not now.
Pero not now. Not now. So I appreciated the fact that BBM was cordial about it, and he didn't take it personally. He was still friendly and hi hello, and accorded Leni that respect as well. Even though Leni was not in public office, there was still that respect accorded. I loved it, and even having Bam Aquino there, it was good to see all of them together. And naman that their rivalry is political. That's it. It's not personal. I think that's where the difference is kasi with the Dutertes where it's becoming very personal eh.
We'll talk about Duterte's kasi ibang usapan ng corruption, anong nangyari 30 years
Yes.
ago. Ibang usapan, daming namatay nung last
Yes.
other year. Medyo levels kasi yan eh.
Yep.
Levels yan. Mark, dahil ba Marcos tapos Mark, medyo similar kayong mabait ni BBM? Ganun ba? Is there something with the
I
name?
like that segue.
Like, diba?
Ngayon ko lang na-realize.
Paras kayo silang, conflict avoidance silang pareho eh. A compliment by the way. Yeah.
So, masyadong, syempre, naano din ako na, uy, nice si Leni tsaka si BBM. Nagkita, shook hands, and they were cordial with each other. Pero parang nawala din nga sa isip ko na, nga pala, Bames na Aquino, no? Tapos Marcos, no? So,
exactly.
yung aside from Leni and BBM, bago mag-away yung dalawang yan, yung Marcos and the Aquinos have been feuding for the last 40 years. So it's nice then to see BBM and Bam Aquino together and being nice to each other doon sa event ni Senator Cheese, ni Senate President Cheese. Pero yung issue kasi nung pag-visit nung kay Sara, 'di ba? Ang nabanggit ko din naman doon sa podcast episode natin before.
Right.
This is about the future of the opposition eh. Yun naman ang at the top of it all kung paano ba tatawa naman si Richard.
Binalik ko na.
Binalik ko na naman.
I've been trying to avoid that conversation.
No, but we need to kailangan pag-usapan kasi 2028 is 3.5 years away.
Okay.
Diba? And the pink side would need to decide. Ano ba tayo? Leni
So you're
ba
essentially
tayo?
saying
Or
Riza
ba tayo?
na versus Leni pa rin, essentially.
May ganong debate na nangyayari. And that's a healthy debate kasi all parties need to talk about that. What is the best natin moving forward? And dapat siguro at this point sabay silang, they need to lead this coalition together to make sure that Bam wins, that Kiko wins. Kailangan nilang magtulungan ngayon. But in 2028, ano bang strategy natin? Are we going for the presidency? How will that affect pag tumakbo itong si Sara? How will that affect kung tumakbo itong si Tulfo? Are we expanding our numbers? 'Di ba? Kung manalo si Sonny Trillanes, we will have a base sa Caloocan. Kung manalo si so like si Cheese Escudero, could he possibly join
Na naman.
Hindi could we get him over to our side? May ganong may ganong
Yeah, but he was with the Leni slate, diba?
Yeah,
Si Cheese,
yeah.
anong
Pero hindi
20
official, 'di ba? Parang as a
but
guest
he was
candidate.
there more or less, yeah.
Pero yun nga, the relationship is
Pink yata si Hart at some point if I'm not mistaken. I didn't
yeah.
understand.
So ano yun? So pero in 2028 we don't know kung kanino sasama si Cheese. So I mean
Long conversation.
pero we start to talk about it na kasi we are 3.5 years away from that. And of course, it's sila Sara and the Maisug people. All lahat ng focus nila aside from the Davao race is sa 2028 na. So
is Sarah really gonna run ba? I mean, I know, parang she seems hesitant. I don't know if I'm
For
reading.
2028?
Yeah.
Well, she first has to survive impeachment. I
Yeah.
will talk about the Dutertes and Quadcom shortly, but tapusin muna natin to kasi mahalaga to.
position,
I want to ask you because you did a lot of on the ground lives and vlogs from the Pink movement and all of that. The reading we have, and again, tama yung sinabi ni Mark, let's have a healthy discussion. This is not about hating Leni. Hindi siya either or eh. Hindi naman siya either or eh.
Kasi the influence of Leni is very, very, very
kaya nga,
strong.
yun ang point ko. The way it looks to me is that intact pa rin yung base ni Leni. Na pwede
Very
niya
much.
i-deploy.
Yep.
Now, of course, the other side of that is hindi napunta sa kabila yung base na yan. At the same time, there's another debate. See, I'm very fair. The other debate is, well, hindi mo naman mapilit ang tao kung gusto lang talaga nila si Leni. Maybe Riza is not necessarily their cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? So, because the argument of Trillanes, and even this comes up in the RM discussion, is maybe the lesson from 2022 is that you have to start very early. 2025 is tough. Medyo mahirap. I was just with Justice Carpio kahapon on our conversation. Sabi niya, talagang masikip to. So, naintindihan ko bakit si Chel Jokno, si Leila De Lima ay hindi nila tumakbo sa Senado.
Yep.
But 2028, there's probably enough time. But kung hindi ka sigurado kay Riza ka ba or kay Leni ka ba, maybe that's suboptimal. But the counter-argument, again, the other argument is that, hintayin natin yung survey. Kasi kung lalabas talaga sa survey, Leni pa rin, because the survey still show Leni's number 3 after Tulfo and Sara, then Leni pa rin. Then so what? Then she'll have another try, di ba? So, where are you on that? Kasi ako, my meaning is, let's talk about it without hating each other. Yun lang naman sa akin eh.
For me, I think it's too early to tell, and I've always noticed that yung mga nananalo is the one that announces
Late.
yeah,
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere. Think about it. Binay announced very early what happened. He got bashed to death, and lahat ng baho niya lumabas, and wala. That lead eventually dissipated, and wala. We don't even hear about him anymore. Duterte was a last minute wishy-washy. I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna run, and eventually ran and won.
Leni did that in 2022. She ran literally on the 11th hour.
Oh yeah, and she 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leni ran like
Right.
Sabi, she
diba?
was-
Right.
I see your argument, except that's what happened.
No, okay.
Marcos also, pero they were preparing before that.
Yeah.
3 months na nila
So-
negotiate.
they
Yan,
were,
na-leak na yan.
ano,
eh.
Okay. Well, anyway, all I'm saying is this. Right now, I think
But I agree with you.
it's
Now,
too
you don't
early.
want to be a leader soon.
Yeah, you don't wanna peak too early.
Frontrunner, yeah.
Especially in the polling. You don't wanna peak too early. And I think one of the candidates is potential candidates already peaked so early that I think
You mean Sara?
she's gonna lose that lead. She's already losing the
Yeah, she
lead.
lost the lead to Rafi Tulfo, but the problem of Tulfo, which we'll discuss now, is he'll have 2 more brothers coming in, and if one of them tops the race, then baka sabi niya, ako na lang tatapong presidente, baka mamaya mag-aawanan pa yung mga kapatid niya.
Tapos Tulfo versus Tulfo.
Split yan.
Wala. Then that's gonna be bad for the country. So
Exactly. It's weird. So I think we have discussed enough about this without getting into trouble again. But I wanna last point on this. I think Mark, you have some strong feelings about this, yung cancel culture. Napansin natin. Ako kasi Mark, napansin mo, especially on Twitter, I'm very aggressive. I call out.
yeah, you
But
do.
I still meet these people in person, interview them for my TV. Like so, or I mean, so parang ako, I make a distinction between policy disagreement or even sometimes personal criticism. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna burn
Attack
all
the
bridges
person,
and then.
oh.
I mean, I met Digong, I met BBM, I met Leni. Like even if Chris, I still talk to them, right? So, what do you think about the cancel culture? Because I remember nung with Isko and Leni, it got really, really ugly, and it's like both sides canceling each other. It became really ugly. Really horrible. Yung press conference ni Isko, nagwala na siya, meltdown na siya. What do you think about that? Yeah.
Ako personally, I'm against all forms of, ito personal ko lang to, I'm
Yeah,
against
yeah.
all forms of cancel culture, kahit kanino pa yan, kahit yung mga biggest critics ko, kahit yung mga nambabash sa akin, I will never tell anyone na i-report natin yung page niya, i-report natin. Yan ang pinakaayaw ko. Sa akin, ang comment ko lang doon sa pink side, okay? Doon sa, napapansin ko kasi sa inyo, I mean, sa mga viewers mo,
Liberals, yeah.
sa liberals and progressive, ang hilig i-cancel culture, yung kakampi mo na. So yun
Ako nga, kina-cancel nila.
yun ang hindi ko magets eh. Yun ang major part na hindi ko. Walang masama mag-disagree sila with you. We can
exactly.
debate. Pero yung
I
para
love debate.
i-cancel culture mo, yung kakampi mo na, that would make your opponent stronger. That would, di ba? Kung if you're going to exert that much effort to canceling someone, why not use it on doon na sa kabila? Di ba? yung pwersa ng
Pero a part of me, please correct me, I think some people have just given up hope na kaya nila influence yung kabila. So, ano na yan? Parang cannibalism na lang. Patayan na lang tayo kasi di na natin... It's like, it's like people under siege in the fortress and then they start killing each other on what to do. Kasi manatalo din tayo. Hindi. So, for me, that's really bad. That's downward spiral.
para some people would rather be morally right sa
Pure.
sa pakiramdam nila
Pakiramdam nila.
instead of winning.
Instead of...
Di ba?
Yeah.
Instead of helping
Instead
people.
of helping.
Because
Yeah.
you have to win to help people.
Yeah.
How are you gonna help people? Diba?
Yeah, yun. So yun ang medyo ano ko lang din sa pagdating sa cancel culture. Na wag yung kakampi kasi
Yeah.
kakampi mo na yan eh. 'Di ba? Pag nagkaanuhan, 'di ba? You could, for example, si Richard, they can be sure na kapag nagkadikdikan, kumbaga you'll do what's right, you'll do what ano. So
It goes down to they know where people are gonna stand. That's
Yeah.
what's important. But here and there, magkaka-disagreements. Ikaw, what do you think, bro, about this whole cancel culture? How can we call out people rightly without also canceling, creating this rage baiting, di ba? Kumbaga yung ganun.
Yeah, well, to begin with, cancel culture used to be probably more popularly known as the mob mentality. Right? The bandwagon effect of the mob mentality where, tara, lahat tayo.
train,
Yeah, sure. And people love to jump on that train. Now, sa akin, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I don't think anyone is. But it's not something that you can control. It happens on both sides. It happens on all sides. I can name so many instances where cancel culture, like for example, Shopee. Alam mo yung nangyari with si Tony Gonzaga ba yun? They got her as an endorsement and people were saying, cancel mo yan, cancel ang Shopee, don't support Shopee. And then I sent my Shopee link because I'm an affiliate. Pucha, I got so much hate. They're like, why are you supporting Shopee? I'm like, dude, listen. I go, alam mo, they got Tony Gonzaga, let it be. You don't need to cancel these businesses. They provide a service and a lot of people benefit from them. So let's just let it be. But then I don't really care to disagree with people. If you want to cancel, you go for it.
Yeah.
You know, and let's see if you get the momentum. Okay, if the majority does it, then the majority does it. I'm not the type to say let's stop cancel culture because I think it is societal. It's something that you can be against, but can you stop it? You can preach about stopping it, but then again, I think the mob rule will rule at the end of the day.
Ako, again, feel free to disagree with me. For me, I think there's some people who are just beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Diba? I think they deserve to be canceled in the sense that, like, if there's someone who openly says, let's go kill and rape people and whatever, I don't think we should give them platform.
Well,
So
our
I'm
former
not-
president is that exactly. Oh, so
So not the platform. So that's why I never tried to interview the former president.
okay.
But with this current president, I'm not necessarily against it categorically. If there's a proper opportunity and platform, I'm okay to interview BBM.
Right.
But with Digong, I just felt there's no way around it because baka mapatay pa ako. But aside from that, I just don't think I will get a fair answer. If anything, baka magamit pa yung conversation to
Yes.
justify the killing. So for me, hindi ko ma-share yung platform. Like the farthest I could go is to debate one of his top propagandists. But that was it. It was a one-off. And then ayoko na, sabi ko, that's it. I've done my job. And I got so bashed by the other side for platforming them and all of that. So, ako feeling ko, there's a very small number of people talagang you have to deplatform them. Or at least not give them platform because baka it but that's my side. You can disagree with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say kasi
If
if
free
you're
speech absolutely
yeah,
siguro
you're
hindi case-to-case study ako.
yeah, ako if you're gonna say don't do cancel culture, don't do it. There's no let's apply that principle equally and to all. Either walang cancel culture or meron. Ganun
Kasi
ako.
case-to-case basis.
Yeah. I
It's-
mean,
it's hard. It's hard. Yes.
yeah, it is. And but I don't blame you because that's what I mean by then that's your opinion, that's
Yeah.
your choice. Now if you can get a majority to support you, then there you go. Then you get to cancel. If you don't, then you don't. Ganun lang. And that's how it works,
I
really.
mean, I tried, right? With si Banat Bay, di ba? I challenged the war on drugs openly and all of that. So I said,
Ganda ng conversation nila.
I mean, it was very heated and all of that. But I just felt, bahala ng tao humusga kung tama yung sinabi
A
ko
good
or hindi.
example din here is Kibuloy eh. Like yung ginawa ng YouTube kay Kibuloy, 'di ba? They platformed Kibuloy
Right.
kasi he is wanted by
FBI.
sa FBI. So inalis yung YouTube niya, inalis yung ano niya. So yun yung magandang case eh for the case of Kibuloy, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ano ba?
Criminal na kasi.
Oo eh. Kung merong ano eh. So
Are you for it or against it?
yung pagtanggal ng YouTube.
Ah.
Kasi the thing is it's in their policy eh.
Yeah. Yun na nga. eh.
Wala kang ano eh.
Hindi mo sinagot, bro.
Yeah. So
So you're okay with that?
Kumbaga business nila yan eh.
Yeah.
I have no business.
So you're respecting the
Oo,
rules of the
the
game.
rules of their
Okay,
So
okay.
parang wala akong ano to.
So you're not gonna cancel YouTube for canceling them. So you see what we're getting into here? This kind of a dialectical spiral, no?